All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's City of Cedar Falls Committee of the Whole meeting for Monday, May 18th. I'll now call this meeting to order, and Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Schultz.
Here.
Latta.
Here.
Nagel.
Here.
Baker.
Here.
Fairbanks.
Here.
Chrisman. Here. Dunn.
Here.
All present, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, and before we start, I will just give a quick shout out. If you know this, sitting next to me is Amy. Also, she is our new Deputy City Clerk, so congratulations. I did not bring her a rock. They have to share the other rock. So it gets around, depending. All right, so item number 1, CFTV update, and for that, we have the wonderful Denny Bowman. Thank you, Denny.
Thank you. You can hold your applause until the end. Thank you. So, that way we go. Feel free to ask questions, though, if you have questions throughout, so I can take a break anytime. So I'm here to provide an update on the status of our department, which is known as cable TV. Our department began in the early 1980s, believe it or not, and our channel moved around on the cable dial, but often had really poor reception like the first 15 years. That is until residents of Cedar Falls overwhelmingly approved the creation of our own municipal communications utility, launching CFU Cable TV in 1996. In 2018, we had 8,851 cable TV subscribers, and you can see that over the course of the years through 2025, that number was cut by about in half. That decline has likely accelerated since CFU announced they would no longer offer cable TV beginning October 11th of 2026. Cable cutting has been a thing since the early 2010s, but our subscriber base stayed relatively strong for most of the decade in the 2010s. So, how did we get where we are today? Netflix was the trailblazer of all streaming services, starting as a DVD rental company in 1997, then launching their streaming service in 2007. They were the first of many that would follow, which would offer what's called video on demand type streaming services. It means they don't have the live channels, but they have video content on their apps. So these are all video on demand streaming services that you see there. They do not include live television options, which a lot of people still like to have. So there are other streaming platforms that provide a more cable TV-like structure featuring various multi-channel options. Things like DirecTV and YouTube TV on there will offer as many as 100 channels, including your locals like KWWL, KCRG, KGAN, and KFXA. These streaming options are popular for viewers that like more choices for channels and live content, including news and sports and local news and sports. More and more streaming services means more and more reasons to cut cable. The very nature of cable television is to be connected to a cable, but viewers now prefer to watch anytime, anywhere. Modern streaming apps work on both your TVs and your smartphones without being tethered to a cable. Life as we know it in the world of cable television has completely changed. My oldest son, when he was entering high school in 2017, one day I asked him, I said, what do you want to do? What do you want your major to be when you're in college? And he said, Dad, I really don't know, but one thing I do know is I'm not going to major in cable television. I said, fair enough. That's a good choice. Seems like a good trend. So, at Channel 15, we anticipated this day coming. In 2018, we began exploring streaming options here. In 2023, we purchased a new video playback server, which houses all of our video content and allows us to schedule and stream up to 4 live channels, including Channel 15. This new video server would also allow us to move our content to the cloud and create an app and begin streaming when the time was right. Well, now is that time. Cedar Falls Channel 15 is now CFTV. And CFTV is available on smart TVs right now. The main ones that it's available on is Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV streaming devices. So those can be streaming devices that are built into your television, or you can connect them externally through devices like this. This is an Apple TV device, which connects, all three of these will connect, by the way, to your HDMI port. So here's your Apple TV. It's a box, not a streaming stick, and it offers internet connection, which can create a more stable streaming experience, I would say. Roku has many different options, ranging anywhere from probably $30 to $99, and depending on what you're looking for. And they will also offer a version of this that also has the ability to plug in an internet cable into that as well. Fire TV is a third option, and those are the three that are covered currently with CFTV, where the app is available. So no matter your streaming device, you would need to go to their app store, download the CFTV app. What you're looking for there is the logo on the top of the screen. When you recognize that, you've got it. On Roku and Fire TV, you're going to search for CFTV, and on Apple TV, you're going to search for Cedar Falls TV. The reason that is, it's not what we preferred, but by the time Apple got it going, CFTV was already taken on their side. So that's just the way it goes. CFTV is not currently available on Google TVs, which is kind of another platform that rivals Roku and Apple TV and Fire TV. However, there is the possibility that our developer could add that in the future. CFTV is also not available on TVs that are manufactured by Samsung, Sony, or LG. Those TVs use their own proprietary apps, and therefore CFTV is not available on those.
But you can get them on those TVs using a Fire Stick.
That's correct.
Apple TV, yep.
Yep, so that's where these come in, because all of those TVs are going to have an HDMI port, which whether it's, no matter what brand TV it is, and even if it has a Roku or something like that in it, you can always have a streaming stick or a streaming device such as the Apple box. So they're all available at any local retailer, and I think it's just a matter of personal preference for that as to what you might prefer. So the big one right now that we're waiting on, it's supposed to be coming anytime, in fact it was supposed to be here a month ago, is for phones, because that's what people want to hear too, right? They want to be able to watch TV on the go. And who wouldn't want to watch a city council meeting like when they're shopping for groceries, right?
To everyone watching right now, shopping for groceries, thank you very much for tuning in.
Yes, well, they can't watch it right now, but in the future they'll be able to. So once you've downloaded the CFTV app, you're going to unlock what we currently have on there is 884 programs and 23 playlists, including your favorite city council meetings from the past 6 months or so, and then planning and zoning meetings, as well as many other programs. The purpose of the playlists isn't to create programs that play back to back to back. It's to sort out programs so that you can find them easier. So what we've found is there's a web version of this that does have a search bar where you can search for a particular program. That is not available on the app. That search bar is not. So that's why the importance of more apps is going to be beneficial, or more playlists rather is going to be beneficial. Okay, so playlists are for sorting the programs. Some other, this is a look at the interface, is what it's going to look like. We've got presently 2 live streams, and we're working on a third one. As you can see there, Cedar Falls Weather is one we're working on, and that is what is currently on Cedar Falls cable, CFU cable channel 11. It's their weather channel. If you've seen that lately, it's got the local radar and weather forecast maps and things like that to give you live weather. So we're working on CFU, with CFU, on getting that transferred from Cedar Falls Utilities to the city of Cedar Falls. What that would do for us is it would save us a lot of money on the front side for taking that over, because there's a piece of hardware which would cost near $10,000, and then in addition to that, they have a pretty good rate for what they're getting for their monthly subscription on that. So we've heard from a lot of people that they enjoy that weather channel there, and so we think it would be a good thing for us to take over as well. What you see there is CFTV is what you currently know now as Channel 15. And I guess now we will go into our live demonstration. This is an exciting moment here. Jeremy's working back there behind the curtain. So he punched that up for me. But in here, once you've downloaded the app, then it's going to appear. So this is a Roku device. You can see that in the upper left corner there. We're going to go down to the CFTV icon, click it. Then the live channels will load on top. Where it says live streams, you can use the remote just to toggle to the one you want. If we were to go to CFTV, we would be on there right now, so I won't do that. But I'll show you Cedar Falls, because that'll create some disturbances. We don't want to do that. So Cedar Falls CFTV.2 will be a second choice where there's alternative programs, I would say. And you could catch a concert from Overman Park from 2019 or something like that. So Checker from Checker and the Blue Tones was a part of that one. So that's one of the neat things about this channel here is it does have a lot of older programs on that one too, kind of a sub-channel as we would call it. Like a lot of your major locals would have, KWWL will have a .2, .3, .4, all that stuff. We've got a .2 there. We can go up to 4 live streams within our app. So it gives us a little bit more power and a little bit more reason to watch. And we have enough programs where we can fill quite a few of those channels pretty well, I would say, to give people some diversity of programs. So that's that. We're going to back out of there. I'll show you, just navigate to the Weather Channel. There's nothing presently on it other than coming soon. That's to show you that it's coming soon. So we hope sooner rather than later. It's something that, from what we've heard, expires with CFU at the end of June. So we're hoping that we can get it going even prior to that time. We have heard from the parent company of Weather Play creates that channel, and we've heard from them that they will allow us to both carry it for a certain time here while their period runs out and ours is beginning. If we go back out of the live channels there, then you're going to drop down into the various playlists, and on top, you're going to have your featured, recent, and then popular. Popular is like the most viewed, and they include things like Amanda Huseman's Hello Cedar Falls podcast, which is now in video form as well with new episodes. So it's a way for us to communicate with people, not just searching for the podcasts where they were before, but now they can find them within the video app as well. If we scroll down a little bit, you're also going to see City Council, and these meetings date back to December of 2025, and prior to that, they exist on YouTube. So I don't think we have any plans to move those over at this time to the CFTV app. Planning and zoning, Cedar Falls City News. Many people said that may have already dropped cable have said this is one of the things they miss the most. It's a way to stay connected with things that are happening around the city. Some examples of some of those, Mike recently did a story on the Big Woods Lake campground expansion. And he'll continue to do updates throughout the summer on that so people can see how that's going. If you click over, you can kind of see the subheadings on these. This one's the entire city newscast there, so that'll show all of his stories in one newscast. Probably will run somewhere in the 20-minute range, I would guess. And then that one, I'm not sure what that one is, but we need to get the better heading on that one to make that better. Community natatorium ribbon cutting, and then we've also got, this is another full version of City News. This is the parking lot that they've been working on in the downtown to expand parking. And we started doing this story actually last year when the whole project began. So we'll continue to do updates until the project comes to completion. And we've done stories like that in the past on things like University Avenue and Main Street and things like that. So it's a way to stay connected with our residents and to keep them informed the best way we can. So that's just a few things in the City News ones. We've got 3 Hello Cedar Falls podcasts presently, and that'll continue to expand as we continue to partner with Amanda on recording those. We also do Cedar Falls School Board meetings on Monday nights when we're not meeting here for City Council meetings. And so that's a really good partnership that we have formed with the schools and have been doing that for a decade or a little bit longer now. Sturgis Falls things, lots of Sturgis Falls parades that date back to the 1990s, and I'm not sure if I can find any more beyond that, but we'll keep looking as we catch up on things. We're kind of working from present day backwards on a lot of our stuff because the present day is probably the most important, and then we'll work and fill in those gaps as we kind of work back through our video archives there. We do have a huge video archive here, so back in April, I think I had 450 programs on the app. Right now we have 884. So we've increased it quite a bit, and we'll continue to do so over the coming months and years even. So, but it's going to take some time. So with that, free to open up questions. If any of you guys have had the opportunity to download the app, it's always interesting to know how things are going and looking and working for you too. So.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, go for
it. We talked about that out in the hallway. I mean, I think after last time we talked, I have a Fire Stick, so on Amazon. And I think at that time I watched Planning and Zoning live through the app, and it worked seamlessly. I'm excited about the possibility of content in that regard. I kind of agree that decision was forced by the trend of cutting cable, and I'm glad that we're embracing it, and I like the package and the app that you've found for our services, so I appreciate it. So.
One of the nice things about the company that we're using is they have done other city government channels across the country, and so knowing that, we're actually one of the first in terms of development of some of this stuff. We are helping them launch a partnership between their company and the Weather Play company, the channel that we're taking over from CFU. Jeremy worked extensively with both organizations to kind of connect them so that they can create partnerships beyond our city even.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Great.
So there's some pretty cool stuff happening there.
Mr. Mayor. Denny, one that's app adjacent and then one specific to the app. With this app going live, what, if any, impact does that have to the meetings being streamed currently through YouTube, for example? We got a number of people that watch in that fashion. Will that continue, or will we be looking to only stream specifically through this app?
I think ultimately, and I can certainly yield on this, but ultimately the word I've been getting is that we will start moving things over to the app. It may mean that meetings aren't on YouTube initially, but they may be archived there for the short term. Is that accurate at this time, Jennifer?
Okay.
Yep. I think that's what we're looking at.
What impact, if any, in terms of athletic events, school activities? It sounds like we've got up to X number of channels that we can stream on that. Would we anticipate we might, I know that's all resource and staffing dependent, but have an increase in potentially be able to provide some of those opportunities for the public?
It's certainly possible. I think the main goal, number one, is besides launching the app, is number one, stabilizing funding to make sure that we're solid there without obviously overrunning budgets. But certainly that is an opportunity down the road. We, with this new video server, we actually have more potential to go live from anywhere, essentially, anywhere there's an internet connection. So, for example, one of the things we're planning along with the mayor is our upcoming fireworks show on July 2nd, being able to live stream that this year for the public. So that's something we were never able to do before. One of the things we had to do before to get live from a location was work with CFU to create a live hub, essentially, if you think of it that way. And then it took some time to do that. And as a result, we really only had probably a half dozen or so sites around the city that we could get live from. Perfect. So that's exciting. The other thing that's super exciting about this is with CFU cable, our boundaries were CFU. With the app, our boundaries are as far as you want to take it, essentially. It can be, we've had calls from people saying, hey, our grandpa lives in Arizona in the winter. Love to watch the games. Well, previously we had no way to get that done. Now we can.
And that was really where I was going for. I'm hoping that that'll be an option. You hear from people all the time. I know that was the initial conversation with CFU getting rid of cable and everything else, just kind of how are we going to bridge that gap for folks not just here locally, but then your snowbirds, everybody else, everybody's got extended family and they want to watch their kids' activities, and so.
Yeah,
Excited to do
50th celebration of Sturgis Falls this summer. You know, we're going to be there for the parade and for a lot of other things as well. So we'll have a lot of live coverage for Sturgis Falls again. And, you know, for people that can't make it back, or maybe it's not your reunion year, for whatever reason you can't make it back to town, you can still connect with the city and Sturgis Falls that way.
Kudos to you and the team. Good job, Denny.
Thank you.
Any other thoughts, conversation? So I'll say another benefit is, again, I know I haven't had cable TV since when I moved out of the house I grew up in and got a place. Well, that wasn't that long ago. It was like 2018. And so just after that, I never picked up cable again. And so I've honestly never even seen our city news hour, or because you don't have access to it if you don't have the cable channel. So there's a lot of things even that I think majority of the public hasn't been able to appreciate and use and access. And I know working a lot with Amanda, that's something we're excited about. There's just a lot more we can do with this as a medium versus only having people that were subscribers being able to see the content that the team works on. So I think there's a lot more we'll be able to work on.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
I just have one question. On the app, can you search by topic or content to find, say you wanted to watch a council meeting on whatever? Can you search and find that through the app or not?
So right now on the app, it's by playlist only. However, there's a web version as well. And on the web version, you can search by city council meetings or whatever else, you know. So you can kind of pinpoint that a little bit. But it's going to be based on the keyword that's in the title of the name, okay? So.
Any other discussion from council? All right. Otherwise, thank you, Denny. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
And with that, I will call this meeting adjourned, and we will be back here at 7 o'clock for the regularly scheduled city council meetings. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm so excited about it.
Thank you.
I mean, I kept cable